What's going on, 49er Faithful, 49er Fam, 49er Gang? This is your boy, Niner Gang Podcast, back in the building with another video, man. So hit that like and subscribe button, turn on the post notifications so I can keep you up to date on any and everything San Francisco 49ers. With that being said, let's get right on into it. We had a hell of a game yesterday, and it was definitely well worth it. The Panthers got the shit kicked out of them as we anticipated, and things worked out very well for all of us. Give me just a second. And basically, it's a situation for me, man, where I loved every second of it. You know, we always have good and bad. There's things to clean up, but this is not something that we have to really be up in arms over. It basically was a situation where, hey, man, we went in there, we did our job, and we go home. Couple of injuries on the day that we didn't necessarily like, and just a few other things that do happen here and there. But, you know, we'll get into it right now, and we'll figure out exactly what the next best steps are, kind of talk about, you know, some of those injuries and some of the things from the game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you all a high-speed recap of the game. I'm not really going to say much about the defense because I don't have a lot to say about them because they're fucking fantastic, and they've been playing out of their minds. Couple of injuries on defense, but we will nonetheless take a look at all the injuries as I stated, and we're going to go ahead and do this high-speed recap through the game. So basically, I'm just telling you things from my perspective. You can always look these things up, and see the drive, see all of that, and go from there as it pertains to defensively, offensively. ESPN usually does a great job breaking down exactly who did what, but this is from a person who actually saw it. I did pay for the yearly NFL thing, so now I can watch all the games whenever I fucking feel like it. T-Jack, what's good? A win, but an ugly loss in those injuries. Those are fact. T-Jack 478 is my first time seeing you on the channel. Appreciate you, man. Definitely hit that like and subscribe button, brother. So first drive that we have offensively, because the Panthers won the coin toss and they deferred until halftime. So first play, Jimmy on the bootleg pass to Kittle for a couple yards. Next play was a toss to Wilson that goes nowhere. The next play was a pass from Jimmy to Kittle, first down. Next play, JWJ goes nowhere. Next play, 41-yard run on a big hole created by the line. Great block by Burford, Kittle, and Juice. Next play, quick pass to Debo, incomplete. It was a quick slant. The next play, in the shotgun, quick blast to Tico Raw, touchdown. Great blocks by Burford and Brendel. And then when you switch over to the defensive side of the ball, first drive for the Panthers, they forced a punt. Second drive offensively for us. First play in the shotgun, plenty of time for Jimmy. He hits Juice for a 9-yard gain. Next play, JWJ, run for a first down. When I say JWJ, I mean Jeff Wilson Jr., obviously. Next play, a horrible throw by 10 was almost picked up by Burris. He was trying to hit Debo. The defender read it all the way and tried to make a play on it, but dropped it. Next play, a short run by Tevin Coleman for a few yards, 3rd and 7. Kittle for the first down. Next play, bootleg pass to Kittle, who catches it and fumbles. The forced fumble by number 57 of the Panthers, almost recovered by Brandon Ayuk. Second drive for the defense, no pass catches allowed by the DBs at all. A tackle for a loss by Warner, attempted a field goal, but the kicker hooked it left. Third drive on offense for us. First play was a run by Jeff Wilson Jr. for a couple of yards. Next play, another JWJ run for a yard or two. Next play, Jimmy in the pocket takes a shot, but throws the ball to the sideline. TC makes a great catch for a big gain of 30 yards. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun, pass to JWJ in the flat. First down, end of the first quarter. Next play, short run by TC, maybe a yard or two. And this is the second quarter. Next play, Jimmy fakes the handoff, pump fake to Kittle, then hits him down to almost the 1-yard line, but a flag on the play. Ineligible man downfield, Michael Glinchey. So that's a 5-yard penalty. The next play, Jimmy in the shotgun, pass, but the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Next play, Jimmy gets sacked. Jaden Moore gets beat by Brian Burns. Next play, Robbie Gould hits field goal. So then you switch over to defense. really quick, Mayfield got sacked by Talanoa Hufanga. Robbie Anderson beats Mooney on a bit of a push-off. Then illegal formation on the offense, penalty for 5 yards on CMC, Christian McCaffrey. Then we have holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty, and Mosley got beat by Marshall, field goal by Pinheiro. So 4th drive on offense for the 49ers. First play run by Jeff Wilson Jr. for a yard. Jimmy passed Ayuk over the middle for 24 yards. Next play, Jimmy passed on a boot. Jimmy on the bootleg, missed Debo. Next play, Jimmy passed to Tevin Coleman for 5 yards. Jimmy in the shotgun has to get rid of it due to the blitz coming off. Lost it to Ayuk, but he was unable to make a play on it. We punt and down the ball at the Carolina 7-yard line. That was a 3-and-out by the defense for the Panthers. 5th drive for the 49ers on offense. First play, nice first down run by Tevin Coleman. Next play, end around to Debo for 9 yards. Next play, toss to Jeff Wilson Jr., who catches it and drops it, picks it up, and gets the first down. Next play, Jimmy misses Debo. Ball thrown behind him. Next play, tried to run what looks like a bubble screen to Debo, but the ball was tipped, and Debo dropped it. Next play is a pass to Kittle, 4th down, field goal blocked by the Panthers on Robbie Gould. Defense holds before the half. Mayfield double clutch, and Mosley catches the pick and takes it to the house. Defensive touchdown, pick 6. Dre Greenlaw gets a delay of game for holding on to Christian McCaffrey. We forced a punt on the punt return. Should have been a penalty due to 47 tripping McLeod because he over pursued, but it wasn't called. Looking at the replay, he kicked Ray in the shin, which is why it took so long for him to get up. And then we go out and kneel. Halftime, we're up 17-3. So, second half, special teams screws up, letting Blackshear get too much yardage. Gold has to help with the tackle. Lenore got beat by Moore for a first down, almost a sack by Mosley. We allow a TD on a missed tackle on CMC by Hufanga, which he completely owned in the post-game presser. And I love the fact that he does that. That kid is definitely so bright, and he obviously holds himself accountable, and he holds himself to a very high standard. So I can appreciate that by Talanoa Hufanga. The next thing is the 6th offensive drive for the Niners. First play, Jimmy tries to go deep. It overshoots Stanley Gray. The ball is knocked down. Next play, false start on Kittle, 5 yards. Next play, deep pass to Debo, first down. Next play, first down run by Jeff Wilson Jr. Next play, 5-yard run by Wilson. The next play, run by Debo for 2 yards. Next play, run by Jeff Wilson Jr. was tackled for loss by number 57. Next play, Jimmy flushed out and tried to hit Debo on a PI on number 24. Next play, Jimmy out of the shotgun. Big play, Juwan motherfucking Jennings down the sideline to the 3-yard line. Now, Juwan had several clutch catches in this game, and you'll hear both of them. But the thing about Juwan Jennings is everybody was dogging him because of how his training camp looked. But the dude is clutch. He is definitely a great replacement for Kendrick Bourne. So next play, no gain by Jeff Wilson Jr. The next play, Jimmy runs in for a TD, but holding by both teams, so they all set, and we have to do second down again. Next play, Jimmy tried to hit Debo in the corner, incomplete. Next play, Jimmy hits Debo for a TD, touchdown. San Francisco 49ers. So, once again, special teams doesn't tackle Blackshear, and Gold has to help. He gets injured on the play. When you look at the play, it looks like his knee hit the turf pretty hard, and that's why you see it. They said it's a knee contusion after the game. To be honest, they'll probably put Mitch back on kickoffs since he knows how to tackle and not get hurt. The next thing is Lenore gets beat by Shi Smith. Mayfield sacked by Ebicom, hold him to a field goal. That's for the defense anyway. 7th drive by the 49ers offensively. First play, run up the gut by JWJ for a few yards. Next play, Jimmy gets sacked by number 57. Next play, Jimmy, quick pass to Juice. Nice run for a first down. Next play, Jimmy to Debo, and a drop by Debo on a good pass from Jimmy. Next play, quick run by Jeff Wilson Jr. The next play, Ayuk for a first down. The next play, Brown bats down Jimmy's pass. Next play, Jimmy has to get rid of it due to a blitz, incomplete pass. 98 for the Panthers was unaccounted for. Next play, Juwan Jennings for the first down. Another big first down by him to extend the drive. Next play, handoff to Jefferson Jr. for 5 yards. The next play, Jefferson Jr. run down to the 1 yard line. Next play, flag for too many men on the field for the Panthers. Next play, Jefferson Jr. for the score. TD Banks with the extra big push to help get him in. 2-point conversion for the Niners was negated by holding. Mitch Wisnowski misses the extra point. Mayfield sacked by so we flip over to defense. Mayfield sacked by Kerry Hyder and Charles Omenihu. Flag on the defense. 4th and 5, Panthers convert. We hold them to a field goal once again. So on the 8th drive for the Niners, first play, Jefferson Jr. Nice run for the first down. Next play, toss to TC for the run, first down. Holding penalty on Charlie Warner negates that, 1st and 20. Next play, TC run for a yard. Next play, Jimmy on a bootleg hits IU for 16 yards. Next play, TC for about 2 yards. Then the next play is 4th and 1. We take the delay of game penalty and punt. Mayfield defensively, Mayfield gets sacked by Drake Jackson and a turnover on downs inside the 5-yard line for Carolina. First play of the 9th drive for the 49ers offensively. TC ran up the gut for a loss. Next play, toss to TC for the TD. Jimmy tripped, but still got the toss off to Tevin Coleman. Tommy Huxley, what's happening with you, bitch? Eddie Glover, what's up, man? Hope you had a wonderful birthday. I think they said it was your birthday there. Yes, ban the AstroTurf. I agree with that. Ban that stupid turf. And when it comes down to it, man, you know, this game was definitely a beautiful thing for us to watch because we scored 37 points. And 7 of that came on the defense. So that means we scored 30 points offensively. And that's the thing that we're looking for. We want to make sure that we score early, we score often, we score throughout the game, and not just in one quarter, but every quarter. So really quick, man, I do have to pay some bills real fast. Got a new ad read for you, man. Definitely, mybookie.ag. Listen to my man Zach break it down for you.
What's going on, guys? Zach here from 49ers Hive, and I just wanted to take a second to thank today's sponsor, MyBookie. You know football, and you pick winners every single weekend, so why not get paid for them at MyBookie? You could bet single game spreads, money lines, or parlay multiple together to increase your payouts. The feeling on Sunday when a 3, 4, 5, 6 game parlay hits is unmatched. There are low contest entry fees and over $500,000 to be won. So make it so you don't have to be a pro gambler to have some fun. Getting started is super simple. All you got to do is go to mybookie.ag and use our promo code HIVE, as in 49ers Hive, on your first deposit to secure a double deposit bonus. You deposit $50, they'll match you $50. You deposit $100, they'll match you $100, all the way up to $1,000. Take advantage of our double deposit bonus. It's right here on the screen. mybookie.ag, promo code HIVE, as in 49ers Hive. Take advantage now, guys, and make this your winning season exclusively at MyBookie.
There we go. That was my man, Zach. Shout out to my boy, Zach. Shout out to the Hive. Shout out to the Red and Gold Standard podcast. Definitely appreciate them for bringing me in, showing me love, man. And we are back at it, man. So let's go over just a couple of quick things here. Once again, like I said, Eddie Glover, happy belated birthday to you, man. Hopefully you had a good one. So offensively, we killed them in every category outside of passing yards, 244 yards for both teams. The beauty of this game is the defense is stellar as always. Another huge game by them. We had 9 penalties for 50 yards, while the Panthers had 5 for 33. A few things to clean up offensively and defensively. We lost Bosa with a groin injury. Mosley went down with a torn ACL. It is a torn ACL. He is out for the rest of the year. So this means that we have other DBs that will step up and be able to do things for us. So Henry Thomas, Samuel Womack, Diamador Lenore, All three of you guys, this is your opportunity to step up, show out, and shine. They did put Sam Womack on the outside when we lost Emmanuel Mosley, and I think because we were beating them so badly, they even went ahead and took out Mooney and put in Ambry Thomas. Thomas pretty much had, like I said, he's been buried on that depth chart. I don't know what's going on or why he hasn't been able to make plays or be able to get onto the field, but it looks like everybody else is playing better than him at this point. So hopefully that's not a sign of regression for him, but it don't look good when you buried on the depth chart that deep. But definitely going to miss Emmanuel Mosley for the rest of the year. He was playing fantastic. This was the second year of that 2-year deal that he did sign. So chances are he'll probably be back, because if he would have kept playing at the level that he's playing right now, he most likely would have priced himself out of the 49ers range due to the fact that we have other priorities to go ahead and take care of before we take care of Mosley. But the thing is, we invested in the defensive backfield heavily this offseason and our special teams. So the special teams, to me, we'll get to them in just a second, but it's just a frustrating situation when you lose the defensive back like Mosley, because he was allowing us to be able to stash Jason Verrett on the IR for as long as we needed to. And to be honest with you, they need to activate Jason Verrett. I know he had a torn ACL, but shit, we lost one guy, so it's next man up. And to be honest with you, if we had a defensive backfield with Mooney and a healthy Jason Verrett, someone who's ready to go, someone who's able to do everything that he needs to do, there's no setbacks, there's no issues, that would be fantastic, man. That would be great. I would love every second of that. So let's hope Verrett can go. If not, I have full faith and trust in Samuel Womack to play on the outside. I don't think people want to really test that young kid, and I think he's hungry and been itching to get on the field. Honestly, it may be him that starts opposite Mooney, because the Amador of the North has been playing very well in the slot. And once again, like I said, Ambry Thomas has been pretty much buried. And then they're trying to take their time with Jason Verrett to make sure he doesn't wind up re-injuring himself. Me personally, once again, you're going to have to rotate your ass in and out on a couple plays. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, all right, if you don't feel ready, I'm going to start Womack. We'll get you in on a couple of plays. After the game, tell us how you feel. And if you feel good and you've rotated, you feel like you're back to 100%, fine, we'll put you out there. You're going to do your thing, and we're going to keep pushing. But you can't keep coddling and holding somebody back because you think that, we want to be careful with his injury. Jason Verrett is an oft-injured guy, so if he's going to be injured, he's going to get on the field to get injured regardless. Whether you wait till he's 120% healthy or whether you wait till, you just want to put him out there. It's unfortunate that it is that way, but we love Jeff and we love JV. We want him to be on the field and producing for us. And we love Emmanuel Mosley. Shout out to him, man. Prayers to him and his family. I know that's a tough thing to deal with because he was balling this year, people. He was balling. So, and then Jimmy Ward is back out as well. He broke his hand. He was only in for, I believe, about maybe 3 plays. Next thing you know, he's back out. They do think that he could possibly play. What's going on, Dave? They do think he could possibly play with a club on his hand. He's done it before in his career. So we may or may not see that. But, as of now, it doesn't make a difference because what's going on, Val Ramos? As of now, Gibson and Hufanga have a beautiful connection back there. There's nothing wrong. Everything is working fine with both of those dudes back there. So I say, hey, let Jimmy Ward go ahead and let his hand heal up properly, man. Fuck it. Why not? He said it in an interview, hey, look, they don't need me. They're number 1 defense in the league without me. And it's nothing against Jimmy Ward. And he only said that because he's recognizing the talent that's there and the people that are doing the things that they're doing, so we can appreciate that. I love it, and let's hope that everything is good. So the injury bug has bitten us again, not good, because we have the Falcons up next with the mobile quarterback in Marcus Mariota. And to touch on Nick Bosa, it is a groin pull. So it's kind of like pull, strain, same difference. But basically the situation with him is the only way stuff like that heals is with rest. So you could rest Bosa all week, and just say, hey, how you feel on Sunday? Do you feel like you can go? Yes, it is the Atlanta Falcons, but still, once again, with the mobile QB like Mariota, we need all the help that we can get. We need somebody who's going to be quick and be able to get to the quarterback fast and sack him. So the thing is, if Nick Bosa can't go, I'm not going to be opposed to Ebukam and Drake Jackson being out there, man. Because both of those dudes are big and fast. And if you have both of those dudes creating the pressure off the middle, somebody trying to come up with that gut is just only going to get killed because we've got two nice hogs in the middle to be able to do that. But once again, we do have depth at the DB spot and on the D-line, so I'm not too worried about these injuries. Hopefully, Bosa doesn't miss any time. If E-Man, if E-Man does, which you already know, he is out for the year. We have Womack and Ambry Thomas if healthy. Jason Verrett could get back out there. That would be great. Once again, Kyle wasn't too keen on if Verrett could play versus the Falcons as pressure, saying it's a lot to ask considering the injuries coming off of. The 49ers scored in every quarter. I love it. 4 for 4 on trips to the red zone. Fantastic by the offense. The drops we have, we need to clean up, but they happen. As long as it doesn't become consistent, we'll be all right. 6 total sacks by the defense and a pick 6. I don't believe you can ask for much more for them. We held them as a team to 64 yards rushing, which is great as well. No TD passes through the air allowed at all. Special teams has to get it together. We may sign a kicker in the coming days if Gold can't go. The offense looks spectacular. Shout out to Tico Raw for balling out the way that he did. A TD rushing and receiving, a great comeback for him. The ball was spread evenly amongst the receivers. Although Debo had 9 targets, he only caught 2 passes. Not normal for him. Defensively, Warner, Huff, Demetrius Flanagan fouls. Oren Burks, Gibson, and Burks combined for a sack. And then Charles Omenihu and Drake Jackson all had a sack. Jackson could start in place of Bosa if he can't go. It's not a bad thing. It'll be coming Jackson off the edge. That pocket will collapse pretty quickly. We only punted twice a game. Now, that's 49er football. All in all, a great game for us. A big win, putting up points in every way except special teams. The only concern is the injuries. Other than that, we're solid. Great win. The offense scored 30 points. Can't be mad at that. The defense allowed 1 rushing TD, but it's CMC. He was going to get it eventually. Plus, this was a little help having started in my fantasy team. By the way, Matt Rule has been fired along with the DC for the Panthers. And Steve Wilkes, the cornerbacks coach there, takes over as interim head coach for the rest of the season. Wilkes had a short stint with the Cardinals where he got fucked out of that job by the organization, but that's a story for another day. The Panthers have been an atrocity since Matt Rule got there. Hopefully the interim head coach can give them a spark, Steve Wilkes, since that's where most of their problems are. Mayfield will most likely be benched once Darnold is healthy since he sucks and is playing horribly. Mayfield does have a high ankle sprain, so most likely you're going to see the other kid that they had. What is his name? PJ Walker is going to start for the Panthers next week. And that just, it doesn't bode well, man. It looks bad for everyone when it comes down to it because you would love to see them get out there, play good football, and put some good film on tape, man. But the Panthers have just been an atrocity. It hasn't looked good at all. And I get it. Every team has their ups and downs, but they've been bad for the last couple of years. And I kind of feel bad for players like Christian McCaffrey because he's there just wasting away, man. And he's a really, really great back. I mean, he is the ultimate dual threat back. Like, if you could have one dual threat back in the league, why would you not want Christian McCaffrey? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, that kid is just flat out amazing. If they were looking to offer him up for something cheap, believe me, man, I'd tell the 49ers to pull the trigger because I like me some CMC. I'm going to be honest with you. If you put CMC in this offense, holy shit. The running backs, I'm going to talk about that really quick. And I want everybody to understand I'm not trying to be negative. I'm being objective. It's a real question why Kyle Shanahan does not like other backs. You had Marlon Mack all this time. You had Jordan Mason all this time. Neither one of them has touched the rock. Mack played a little bit of special teams, so did Jordan Mason. Mason has had 1 carry this year just for 7 fucking yards. I don't understand what it is about the backs and why Kyle refuses to give anyone else a chance. You literally went and got Tico Raw off the couch. He was at home chilling, spending time with his family because the Jets had cut him. But you went and got T. Cobra off the couch. And don't get me wrong, he played a fantastic game. We love the fact that he's here. What's up, Roy Boy? I'm not discounting what Tevin Coleman did, but I am a little confused on why Kyle Shanahan just refuses to give the ball to anybody else. When Elijah Mitchell went down, our running backs were Juice, Debo, and Jeff Wilson Jr. Now, one of those three is not a running back. Everybody knows it's Debo Samuel. So, and he hasn't been able to get the runs that he normally has because people know when he's in the backfield, 9 times out of 10, he gets the ball. They key in on him. It's become obvious. There's nothing there that tells you that the ball is going anywhere but into his hands because he is our resident playmaker. But, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know why he won't give them a chance. I don't know why Anthony Lynn didn't fight a little bit more for Jordan Mason. I don't know why Bobby Turner didn't fight a little bit more for Jordan Mason. If he's talking to Anthony Lynn and hearing him out, and Bobby Turner was, I think Anthony Lynn's running back coach. So, like, it's just weird to me how Kyle is one of those. He's really, really about helping out the homie. Like, he really is. And I know y'all have heard me say that before, but it just confuses me sometimes why they do that, man. It just, I've never seen a situation where you have a plethora of backs to choose from, but you choose not to use any of them. I just don't understand that part. But if you look at things, man, you know what, I'm going to say this. And this is another thing that people don't hear me say very often. Jimmy played well, man. Shit, 18 to 30, 2 touchdowns. He took a couple sacks, but one was blatantly just him getting destroyed by Jalen Moore. The other, he was trying to find a way to step up into the pocket, but just got sacked. I mean, it happens. So the 2 sacks that he took weren't necessarily his fault. But what I can say is he played well. He did exactly what we want. He didn't fuck it up, and that's all we can ask for. He's been giving us that. He gave us that for 2 games straight. So I appreciate you for that, Jimmy. I know people don't hear me say that very often. Somebody's probably going to clip that and put it out there to the universe like, what the fuck did I just hear? But we can appreciate what Jimmy has done. Next thing, run game. Solid, man. Jeff Wilson Jr., 17 carries, 120 yards, a TD. TC, 8 carries, 23 yards, 1 touchdown. You know what I'm saying? But it's very simple when you see these guys doing what they do. Everything is working out well. Look at the targets. Everything was spread fairly evenly. Debo had the most targets receiving with 9. He only caught 2. BA had 4 targets. He caught 3. Kittle had 5. He caught 6. He had 6 targets. He caught 5. Juwan had 2 big catches for 45 yards. And that's the thing. When you look at everything and you see what happens, the only things I didn't like was George Kittle with the fumble, and he lost that one. Jimmy Garoppolo had a fumble, but he recovered it, so it was all good. And when you look down at our offense, they spread the ball around. They do what they do. That's 49er football. That's what you want. That's what you can appreciate. The next thing on the list, man, if you look at it, look at the defense. Dre Greenlaw, once again, 11 fucking tackles. He was out there laying the wood. He's had several great hits. Shout out to Diablo Lenore. He had a nice, good crack on Shi Smith. You gotta love those plays, man. When you hear the hit, that's when that just pumps you up, man. It gets you going. So next thing is when you look at the next guy on the list, Fred Warner had 9 tackles. He had 9 tackles. He had a sack. He had 2 tackles for a loss. He had a pass defense. He got 2 QB hits. Demo had 8 tackles. Huff, 5 tackles. 1 sack and a pass defense. DFF, 4 tackles and a sack. Charvarius Ward. Mooney has been balling. He and John Lynch, they had a little thing and it said John Lynch, congratulated him, and he said worth every penny because they paid Mooney this offseason. He was their big free agent signing, and there it is, and that's definitely exactly what we want. Eddie Glover asked a question. He says, "Hey D, please give us your take on that BS roughing the passer call on the Falcons when they sacked Brady." And then Roy Boy says, my wife says I can't shut the fuck up. She's right, you know. That's funny. I shouldn't talk so much shit about Ramos. What is going on, man? I must have missed some shit in the chat. Y'all out of church. But for me, I looked at that. I saw it on First Take this morning. So here's the thing. It's Tom Brady, people. You really think Brady ain't finna get that call? He will. He'll get it every time. And he'll cry for it each time. There may be some refs every now and then that may not give him the call, but it's Tom fucking Brady. That's why he got the call. Was it roughing? No. His head didn't hit the ground. They showed him playing slow-mo like 50 million times. His head never hit the ground. You just got tackled. We all understand this is becoming a cupcake league compared to some of us who've been watching football for a very long time. I mean, hell, football started on grass with leather fucking helmets. And now we've got aerodynamic helmets that help with limiting concussions, all kinds of stuff. But to be honest with you, the only reason that call was called was because it's Tom fucking Brady. Other than that, nobody else gets that goddamn call. No one gives a fuck. Like, no one cares. I'm just being 100% honest with you. I personally, if I'm a ref, I don't look at them and be like, what happened? You got sacked? Don't cry about it. Get your ass up. If you're old and you don't like to get hit, you shouldn't be on the fucking field at the end of the day. Because I watched, from the football that I love and that I watched growing up, there were hard hits. I'm talking about smack you dead in the mouth hits, and there were no flags. There wasn't no defenseless receiver and all these other bullshit things they have now for the offense to wind up flourishing. They didn't have this shit back in the day. You come across that middle, it's called the kill zone. You could possibly die. And I don't mean that literally. I mean it figuratively. But yes, you could possibly get your ass lit the fuck up by the wrong safety. Ed Reed was cracking your ass. Cam Chancellor cracking your ass. For us, Dante Whitner and Deshaun Goldson cracking your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the guys that go out there and they play and they just do what they have to do. If you come across that middle, it's a chance you get fucked up. It is what it is. And yes, this is more of a softer league. They don't really do that. Yeah, Joe Montana. Things happen. Things happen, but I'm not going to sit up here and say that gets called for anyone else other than Tom Brady. Cam Newton said one time he was looking for a call, and the ref literally told him, "Too young, man. You don't get those kind of calls." And see, people believe that what the players say is bullshit at times. It's not. That shit goes on the field. Don't think it doesn't. You think when you're a young rookie, you're going to get the fucking call all the time? No. When you're a wily vet and you got 7 Super Bowl rings, yeah, you can bitch to get the fucking call. I recall years ago, Tom, and this was caught everyone off guard, and I love this moment thank you, Brian. I appreciate you, man. Happy Monday to you too. Happy Victory Monday. And this was something that was said by a former teammate of Tom Brady. It was on the air, and nobody expected this bullshit to happen. I loved every second of it. Shout out Rodney motherfucking Harrison. He looked dead into the camera and said, "Tom, pull your skirt down." And that's what he meant, every word of that. That's the problem. You have an issue with being tackled, being sacked, being thrown around, blah, blah, blah. You're playing a gladiator sport. This is for men. It's not for pussies. It's not for little buster-ass people. Like, if you go out on that field, you know you're going out there to get hit. You know there's a chance you might get your world right. Deal with it. You did not hit your head on the ground. The man just slung you around and sacked you. So what happened? You got up, you're a little old, you got dizzy? Yeah. You're 40 fucking 5. What do you think? Shit don't work like it used to, man. As we get older in life, things don't get better as far as your bodies. Your body decays. So it's on you to keep your body in the best shape that you can so that it doesn't actually hurt you. But if you're out there playing football, you know you're taking that chance. And at the end of the day, period, point blank, it was a bitch-ass call. It shouldn't have been called, and it was only given because it was Tom Brady. Other than that, no one else cares. It's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, man, it's all good. I wanted to answer the question, and I'm glad that you asked it because I saw that on First Take, and I didn't get a chance to pretty much neglect it. And yeah, but this, once again, it's Brady. See, when you're Brady or Rodgers or, an elite quarterback, you get shit like that. You get those calls. Patrick Mahomes, He might get an extra call that he normally wouldn't have, but he's Patrick fucking Mahomes. So it is what it is when it comes to that. But as far as the Niners go, we have the Falcons coming up next. I'll do a preview show for that. And we'll see what we can do. The key for us in that game is containing Marcus Mariota. He is a mobile quarterback. He can get out of the pocket. He can run, and he for damn sure will, because we're going to collapse that pocket in ways you can't imagine. So with the Bosa thing, it's going to be a day-to-day thing. They're going to tell us that throughout the week. He's day-to-day. They'll see what happens. Most likely they're going to rest him for a couple of days. We are at the Greenbrier in West Virginia because we're not traveling all the way back to the West Coast, then all the way back to the East Coast. We're just going to stay at the Greenbrier in West Virginia, shoot on down to Atlanta. Once we leave Atlanta, we will go back home, because I believe the next game after that is the Kansas City Chiefs, and we'll have to be, I think we're at home, but let me just double check that, and I will let you know right now. And I know the Chiefs and the Raiders play tonight, so the Chiefs have a little bit of a short week, but it's not too bad. Yes, we will be at home versus the Chiefs. It is a 1:25 p.m. kickoff. So most of our games are late in the day. So when you look at the next few games that we have, we got the Falcons, should be a dub. Chiefs, that's definitely a challenge. Rams again, fuck the Rams. We're going to kick their ass again in Levi South. Then we got to play the Chargers, and that is Sunday Night Football. So those are the next couple of games lined up. For the Chargers, I will be bringing on my man AC Barber. If you're out there in LA, holla at my boy, man. He cuts hair, he chops you up nice, get you out there feeling fresh to death. But it's definitely something that we have to be mindful of with Marcus Mariota. And the other thing is if Bosa cannot go once again, I believe Drake Jackson should be plugged in at that spot, and I believe he's going to be perfectly fine. If we have him and Ebukam in there on a consistent basis, have them running at least about 40 to 60% of the plays, that's a NASCAR package on a consistent basis. You fuck people up with shit like that. And I think that Drake Jackson is ready. He's been taking the necessary steps to get things rolling. Let's take a look just really quick at the stats. Right around the 45-minute mark, probably shut it down because I got some things that I got to do myself for today. Today is, I have it off. Thanks for fucking up in your route there, Christopher Columbus. So when you take a look at the numbers right now, and I'm just looking at Drake Jackson just in general, and I'm trying to find him on this dang chart, but it is ridiculously long with so many damn players. Drake Jackson currently right now has played in all 5 games, and he currently has a total of 5 tackles, and the man has 2 sacks, also a pass defense. So think about that. Drake Jackson has 2 sacks and a pass defense already, and that's in limited time. So if you put him in there full time, it's only going to get better. I believe Drake Jackson is a perfect fit for this defense. Shout out to USC for producing NFL caliber players. But fuck USC, and we're going to kick your teeth in. UCLA 6-0 right now. And so is SC. They're only ranked higher because of their previous history and shit like that. Other than that, they shouldn't be ranked higher than us because we was kicking ass well before they got there. So either way, Drake Jackson has been balling, and I think that, if he has to play in relief of Nick Bosa, that'll work. So when you look at our team right now, y'all, we got 21 motherfucking sacks. That is fantastic. That is great right there. 21 fucking sacks for the squad. I love it, man. And there's several people with double-digit sacks. So let's go over those dudes real quick. Nick Bosa, 6. Samson Ebukam, 3. Drake Jackson, 2. Let's see, who else was that? Charles Omeni, who has 2. So, and then Kerry Hyder even has 1. So that's the beauty of it. And currently, right now, for the season, we're sitting on 5 interceptions. That's a great thing as well. We have 2 TDs on defense. That comes from Huff and Emmanuel Mosley. This is the defense is so much better this year because we are making plays. Hey, what's going on, CG? Yeah, we got round check at 6 o'clock, people. But I didn't see anything that I don't like in this game outside of the penalties and a couple of drops. these things happen. We got to make sure we stay on top of it. We want to limit the penalties so we don't wind up giving away free yardage. And at the same time, we want to make sure that we catch everything thrown at us. It doesn't always happen. Sometimes plays are broken up by the DB or the person just drops the ball. So you can't tell me that everybody is supposed to be perfect all the time, but you want to make that a more consistent thing than not. The unfortunate thing is the injuries. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to say this. Since Kyle's been here, that's the number one thing we've been top 10 in every fucking year is injuries. That is not a good thing. And I'm not trying to blame Kyle or say it's him, but I'm just saying this is a statistical fact that since Kyle's been here, we've been top 10 in injuries every fucking year. I don't care for that, but it is what it is. We just got to deal with it. So thank y'all for tuning in, man. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. T-Jack says UCLA better enjoy it now. But when they USC go to the Big Ten, it's going to be a different story. Yes, we are playing some mediocre talent to an extent, but at the end of the day, hey, you only play who they put on your schedule. I can't choose who I want to play or anything like that. I can't say, well, give me Alabama and Ohio State and all these other teams. I can only play who's in front of me. So if I get the dubs, can't tell me that my wins don't mean shit because, hey, I'm only playing who they put on the fucking schedule. But at the end of the day, when they go to the Big Ten, yes, it's going to be more of a challenge. But that's going to make us better. DTR has been playing fairly well throughout the year. Nothing but love to him. He's looked a lot better. And, hopefully he can get himself drafted. If anything, what I'm saying, maybe switch positions because the last few quarterbacks for UCLA have not had a good run in the league. Brett Hundley was in Green Bay. Now he's bouncing around team to team. I don't even know if he's still in the league. I think he might be with the Ravens, and that's a might. I'm not guaranteeing that. Josh Rosen has been bouncing around from team to team ever since he had that shit year with the Cardinals. And right now, DTR, I'm sorry, it's no disrespect to the kid. He's definitely a great talent, but he just doesn't look to be NFL caliber quarterback. It might take him a little bit of time to progress and get things better, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Hey, stranger things have happened. Tom Brady was a sixth round pick, people. Nobody believed in him. Sure, we turned around and had 7 fucking rings, so it is what it is. I mean, hey, even Robert already got 7 rings, bitch. Shout out Joe Moses. But that's it for me, man. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. I'll be on later with the 49ers round check around 6 o'clock. Me, CG, Ruthless, Antonio. We'll probably get OG 49er in there. And David McNew as well. Shout out to him. He's always there with us. And we'll see if if Melissa joins us, we'll have Melissa. We always like to have female representation when it comes to the Niners. But, hey, man, thank y'all so much for tuning in, hanging out with your boy for a bit. And if anybody's going to listen to this on the drive home, hopefully it gets you all the way through. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, the Niners win 37-15. And we are on the road next to the Atlanta Falcons, where we hope to be able to kick their teeth in the same way we kicked in the Panthers. Stay up, stay faithful, stay blessed. Have a wonderful day, and go Niners.